This episode is brought to you by Google Pixel, the official fan phone of the NBA and WNBA. The new Pixel 8 and Pixel 8 Pro are built different. How? Take the Audio Magic Eraser tool. It helps block out distracting crowd noise so your play-by-play commentary sounds crystal clear. The only phone engineered by Google brings out the audio you care about so your videos sound as crisp as they look. Learn more at googlestore.com/pixelnba. Audio Magic Eraser requires Google Photos app. May not work on all audio elements.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I wanted to just, for those that look up to me, I wanted to just kind of like put some motivation in your heart, because I know some of you guys may look up to me. Some of you guys may look up to me as a figure that, that you will like listen to, like when I come out and say some things, like, y'all gonna take that to the heart and stuff. And I appreciate that. I really do, But at the end of the day, what I want for those that do look up to me is to be like, your own boss. At the end of the day, I know like I am TMossBoss, but at the end of the day, that's just a name. Like I'm the boss of nobody. I'm literally the boss of myself. That's it. So that they like, so that's why I'm like, people, be your own boss. At the end of the day, I want you to look at my name as motivation. Don't look at it as a name, just like as a, it's a name, it's a nickname or something. Like, no, I want you to like look at my name and like take that in. It's like, you can be your own boss too. Like I gave myself that name because I'm like, I always had seen that ever since I was a kid. Like, like that joke, that meme that goes around where people are all like, oh, that person's the main character of this life and things. Like, that's how I see myself. I see myself as the main character. I don't want to be no side character. I don't want to be, but my thing is like, I don't want to be like the biggest and the main character, like the most recognizable. Like, I mean, but it's like at the same, it's kind of backwards how I like, how I think of things. It's weird how I think of things because it's like, I want to be the main character. I know I am, but at the same time, like, I don't want to be too much of the main character, if that makes any sense and stuff. Like, I want people to, like, look up to me and to, like, take things that I say and, like, live with that, motivational-wise. But at the end of the day, I'm like, I want you to be able to, like, have that same lifestyle where it's like, now you got fans and now you got to, like, do the same thing that I was doing. Have it where it's like, okay, they look up to you, they're wanting you to give them some motivational words. Because I'm like, my thing is like, I want to be like, at the end of the day, I do consider myself an entertainer and stuff. And I like, hold on for a second, I need to turn on my TV because it's just distracting. But anyways, I do consider myself an entertainer, but I also want to motivate people. Like, besides entertaining them, like with gaming or live streaming or podcasts or whatever YouTube videos I'm doing, I want to be able to motivate you like within something that I do. I don't want it to just be a situation where it's like you guys just follow me for entertainment purposes. And I know that's probably the majority of the people. They just follow me for entertainment purposes and stuff. And I'm like, nah, man, I'm more than just an entertainer. Like, that's why I'm like, and if I'm not, then I'm gonna manifest it until I am. So I'm like, yeah, I just be, I say things to, motivate people. But that's the real reason why I'm doing this episode, is because I know at times I can say things and they'll make a person mad. Like, like, because I'll say some things that'll describe, like, and I'm describing a fictional person. So if I say some stuff like, oh, don't be like this person, and naming off all these, like, different, like, characters, of that person and stuff, like, just something about them. It's a random person. It ain't based off of you. It ain't based off of nobody I'm thinking of. That's just something where I'm like, okay, for an example, I'm like, I don't want to be a lazy person. I don't want to be that person sitting around wishing and thinking and all that stuff. But there's probably somebody out there that, they're lazy, sitting around wishing and thinking. And I'm like, I don't want to spend my time like that. I hate that. I hate when I'm like, I'm not doing something. I'm not working on myself. And then when I say some things like that, then people get mad. They're like, oh, well, there's nothing wrong with being lazy. There's nothing wrong with, doing what I'm doing. I'm like, am I talking about you? That's how like, made somebody mad. or how you then said something without even like saying something. Well, I mean, that's obviously what's happening, but it's like you're saying something to a person without actually saying something to them, and then they want to take it to the heart. And I'm like, fam, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking literally to the people that can look at it and laugh. If you can't look at something that I say and just, and like not get mad at it, then it's like, okay, well, obviously you're living that lifestyle. Obviously there's something wrong with that lifestyle if you're mad about it and you're trying to press me over it and stuff. My thing is like not to sound rude, but to be as blunt as I possibly can. I really don't care about what you got going on in your life. Like at the same time I do, like I would care, like people come out and they tell me about what they got going on in their life and things, but at the end of the day, like if I say some things where I'm just overall cracking jokes, or if I'm just trying to motivate people or whatever, I'm like, hey yo, like I'm not saying this to offend you. I'm just saying this just because that's what's on my mind. And I think I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to start telling people that, because I'm like, hey yo, like don't take what I say to the heart. Because I'm like, first off, I'm a clown. Like, I'm not a clown, but I'm just a clown. I be clowning around and stuff. Like, I don't want people that, like, take what I say to the heart. Unless it's something motivating. Unless it's something that's, like, you can look yourself in the mirror and be like, okay, I'm going to be a changed person because of something that Tyler done said. So I'm like, that's what I want for people. That's what I want for people that, like, they look up to me and things. Because they, like, sitting down and, just recording, videos and crap, and just overall doing some content creating things. Cause I had to say, I did a lot of stuff today. I came out with promos for my podcast. Had to, upsettingly delete some episodes because I guess there's some episodes where the audio was cut out. And I'm like, bro, stupid, man. Freaking stupid. But anyways, hold on for a second. I need to. All right, so yeah, but I was like, I did like a lot of different things today. Just overall like with content creating, and I'm like, and I know people are going to like look at that and just be like, dang, like I want to be like TMossBoss and stuff. I want to like do how he do things. Like I want to make as many moves as he can, and I'm like, and you can. Like that's the beauty of like living your own life, is that you don't have to live the life that I'm living. And that's the thing where it's like I look at celebrities and I'm like, I don't want to live that life. I don't want to be in their shoes and stuff. So I want to live my own life. I want to, have my own story, my own book. And I think I was talking about that not too long ago in that episode where I'm like, what did I say again? It was like some along the lines of, that's what I was saying. It was like everybody kind of, they have like their own story, which is true. Everybody got their own book. Like the day you was born into the world, that's when your like cover was like drawn out and stuff, or you was given that title. So I'm like, it just really depends on like how you write the book and stuff, but everybody has a book. You can like, that's why it's like, people, and they say that like, oh, don't judge a book by its cover. That's some like true factual stuff. Like to really like to dissect that, that quote, that phrase and things is, like don't judge a book by its cover, is because you don't know that person's story. You see this person as them being cocky, arrogant, and all that because they probably came from a lifestyle where they were dealing with a lot of people that was like that. So as the time progressed on, and then they start having a better lifestyle, than them cocky and arrogant people that they grew up around with is trying to be cool with them. So now they're cocky and arrogant. It's like, I guess to like really talk on somebody. And it's like, that's why it's like, at the time being, it's like, kind of like, judging them based off of how he acts. But I'm like, he probably has a reason for how he acts. And it's like, people can like look up to this man and learn a thing or two from him. Like, and there ain't no problem with that. But Floyd Mayweather, now growing up, I always thought that dude was cocky. I was like, every time when he opened his mouth, I'm like one of the cockiest dudes out there. Same with the father of them Ball brothers and stuff. Every time he opened up his mouth and said some things, like he was just overall being like cocky, arrogant, and all that. But then as the time progresses on, and then you kind of like, learn more things about them and stuff, you understand them a little bit better, and then you kind of get in a situation where you're like, you have like, they're like somewhat of the same lifestyle, it's just your own situation. It ain't like they're same exact, but it's yours. It's you're dealing with this stuff now. And so you can understand why, like, I now understand why LeVar Ball acts the way he does. I understand now why Floyd Mayweather, why he acts the way he does, or any other cocky or arrogant person out there. I understand that. And it ain't just by choice. There's people out there that, they choose to be cocky and arrogant by choice. And to those people, you know what we call them? We call them privileged. Okay? Like, they don't know a hard life. They don't, like, for an example, Donald Trump. That man don't. He put himself in a situation. There's a difference between having a hard life and taking a hard life. When you have a hard life, that's like from day one you had a hard life. Like, ain't nothing was like easy. You was always like constantly struggling over some stuff. So it's like at the end of the day, you had a hard life. Trump, he took a hard life by when he just became the person that he was. Like, that's one thing where I'm all like, when I like think back on just some of the things that Trump said, and I remember him saying that he had it hard growing up. His dad gave him a small loan of $1 million, and it's like, do you understand that most people would look at you and be like, are you serious? You couldn't survive off of $1 million? No, you just didn't know how to use $1 million. My thing was is that because it's like, you guys sit down and think about it. His dad tested him, all right? That man's dad tested him. He gave him $1 million, and he wanted to see what he was going to do with it. Now, that's something that I've thought of, where I'm all like, if people were to ask me for money, I'm like, I'm giving you this amount. Don't ask for no more. Spend that money and use that money wisely, because if not, you are broke. You are done. So that's why I'm like, I learned the hard way, dealing with that type of stuff. But that's the thing, though. It's like, it should humble you. That's what it should. Like, when you're in a situation like that where you have money and then, you're doing all these different and wild things with it, and now then there's at a point where you don't have any money, those situations to humble you. They should make you to much more of a harder worker. But it's like, if you have that money and then you're so privileged where you think you're supposed to get more, that's the thing. Trump didn't want to work for his money. As he got older, he knew that that's what he had to do. This man started having kids. He's like, okay, I got to start setting a better example. But it's like, when you read his book, when you read his story and stuff, I guess people that's in the same shoes as him, they're the only ones that can relate. Or people that want his lifestyle. But at the end of the day, it's like, there's lifestyles. That's why I just think, like, everybody's given their own book. You're supposed to be the writer of it. You can't take down and copy things from Trump's book and be like, oh, okay, like, learn from it. But don't, like, take it down and try to make it your story and stuff. Because it's not going to be true. It's not going to be authentic. It's going to be a fictional story. Like, everybody's story should be nonfiction. It should be some of the most realest stuff possible. I'm not saying to go out there and take some real things. But I'm saying, like, just live your life neutral. Like, live your life neutral. Have fun with your life. Do things with your life. Like, do things where it's like, okay, people looked at you up as, like, for motivation when it, like, comes about talking about life and things. So, yeah, I'm like, that's the lifestyle that I overall want to leave behind. Where I'm like, I want people to, like, look at my life and be like, hey, you know what? That man did it. He did it. Like, he lived his life, he did his thing, he killed it and stuff. I ain't trying to get, too deep and personal and, on this subject and things, but I'm just saying, like, like, that's overall what I want to do for people and stuff, so. But, anyways, what else can I talk on and stuff? I like how this episode, I don't even know what to really consider this episode. It's just like a freaking motivational talk or something. That's why instead of doing a random talk, start doing motivational talks. I don't think I've started that series yet on this podcast. I don't know. I really don't know what I want to do with this episode and things. I guess, like, I can maybe for the next few minutes figure out what the name of this episode is going to be and stuff. But, yeah, I guess, like, just a motivational episode on a Tuesday Tuesday morning and things, since it's 1 a.m. It is officially halfway through the year right now. That is crazy. That's some crazy stuff right now. I'm like, man, it's just crazy to see, like, how fast this year is, like, moving and things. I'm like, fam, what is going on? Like, it was just, like, January a couple of months ago, fam. Like, it should not be this fast, like, down the year. I'm telling you, years be flying by, bro. Like, I be, like, thinking back on certain situations and certain, like, when I watch wrestling, like, this is going, like, motivational talk to a random talk and things. But, no, it's like, when I sit down and think of, like, like old wrestling segments. I know when they show like old wrestling segments from like some year, like almost 10 years ago, and I'm like, nah, that wasn't no 10 years ago. Like there's all like the day when the Shield had debuted. Hold on for a second. The day the Shield debuted. They debuted November 18th, 2012, bruh. I was in freaking high school at that time. It doesn't even seem like it had been that long ago when they debuted. It seemed like that stuff happened after I graduated high school. If somebody would have asked me what year they, and I've been watching, that's what I was like, I've been thinking back when they show like segments of wrestling, like when they show CM Punk and Paul Heyman when they were together. I don't remember that. I was watching some like WWE videos the other day, and I was like, I don't remember this. I was like, bro, what is going on? I'm like, I've been watching wrestling every single day since I was 11 years old, or like 10 or 11 years old. You mean to tell me that I can't remember a whole portion of CM Punk's career? Like, I really don't. There's like a portion of his career I do not remember and stuff. So I remember some matches, that's it. But I'm like, man, I'm telling you, these years be flying by. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end this episode. I am tired. I took one of these like melatonin, like muscle pills. So yeah, I'm starting to feel it a little bit. So, but anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on a podcast streaming service, make sure you follow, subscribe, however it's set up. Make sure you subscribe to one of my 32 YouTube channels. I got a gang of content on all of them. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitch at TMossBoss. And make sure you like my Facebook page at TMossBoss fan page. And if you were purchasing any tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. It will knock $20 off your first purchase. So yeah, go get you, because if you're fully vaccinated, make sure you're fully vaccinated first, okay? Protect those around you, and then go out. Get your, figure out where you're going to go to, whether it's a wrestling show, music show, a play, whatever. Go out, get your tickets, gather them all up. But that first purchase, you type up TMossBoss, I'm guaranteed you're going to get $20 knocked off for your first purchase. So, that being said, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.